Today's video is sponsored by Squarespace. Hello everyone, I hope you're all doing well. Today, as the weather is getting ever so slightly warmer, the days are longer, I'm starting to hear more birds, and the earliest of spring flowers are starting, I thought it would be time to start discussing spring and all of the wonderful practices that I am most looking forward to as this season turns. I've made myself quite the list to go through. Hopefully this will serve as some inspiration for you all for things to do, practices to work through during these months to come. I also would love to hear from you for the practices that you are most interested in doing during this time. I always am very inspired by your comments on these videos, and I've implemented quite a few of the practices that you all have recommended to me throughout the past year of making these videos, and it makes my practice a lot brighter and more interesting. I'm always surprised by all of the new ideas. So if there's any practice that you're looking forward to in spring that I didn't mention or something you want to expand upon, please leave it in the comments. It definitely brings a lot of light to my life and practice and will improve the practices of everyone else as well. Now, before we delve any deeper into this topic though, this video is sponsored. So let's hear a bit more about that. Thank you to Squarespace for sponsoring this video. Squarespace is a website building and hosting company, and as I'm currently working on putting up a website, it is very exciting to get to partner with them. With Fluid Engine, a next-generation website design system from Squarespace, it's never been easier for anyone to unlock creative design. You get to start with a best-in-class website template and customize every detail with reimagined drag-and-drop technology for desktop or mobile. You can stretch your imagination when it comes to online design with Fluid Engine, built in and ready to go on any new Squarespace site. One thing I really love about Squarespace is their flexible website template. You get to get started with one of their professional website templates with designs for every category and use case. Then customize your look, update the content, and add features to fit your unique needs. You can make any Squarespace template do what you want, so your idea, brand, or business stands out online on every device and can be as unique to you as you dream. Another thing that I really love about Squarespace is the ease of working an online store. Whether you sell physical, digital, or service products, Squarespace has the tools you need to start selling online. So if this sounds interesting to you, go to squarespace.com/thegreenwitch to save 10% off your first purchase of a website or a domain. Thanks again to Squarespace for sponsoring, and let's get back to the video. Alrighty, welcome back. Let's dive into the practices I am most looking forward to this spring. First and foremost, I am so excited to plant a proper herb garden. Every year I have at least a little bit of one, but this year I finally am going to have the space for a large, beautiful herb garden. Within it, I want to plant a ton of medicinal herbs, kitchen herbs, and magical herbs. Some magical ones I'm really looking forward to planting are basil. It's very good for protection, prosperity, and strength. I really want to plant chamomile. It does super well where I live, and it's one I haven't ever tried to grow, so I am very eager to get to know it in this way. And chamomile is wonderful for healing and calm. I'm also really looking forward to growing mint. It is a wonderfully fortifying herb magically, and it also is a beautiful, prosperous herb. Of course, rosemary, one of my favorite protection herbs, especially during that season. It's also great for purification and specifically banishment, one of my favorites for banishment, which is a good thing to work every spring in my opinion, just to get rid of some of that stagnant winter energy. And of course I want to grow a lot of flowers, such as yarrow, which is very healing and strengthening magically, and it's also healing and strengthening medicinally. I probably will primarily be working with container gardening in this time, as I don't own where I live and I want to be able to take my plants with me. Also, I love being able to take them inside with me during the colder months when they can't really live outside any longer. I will be documenting all of these plantings on my other channel if you're interested in seeing them there. The next practice I'm most looking forward to is kind of a combination of many practices, and that is spring cleaning. Magical spring cleaning, that is. I am someone who really feels stuck in my home at the end of winter. I feel like the energy, no matter how hard I try to maintain it over the months, gets just stagnant and slow. And I find that in the spring, as the light grows and it's a little warmer outside, being able to work practices with spring herbs as well can just really clear out all of that stagnant feeling and make the home feel alive again. Typically, I employ practices such as burning a purifying candle that I make with spring herbs, usually fresh if I can help it. I love to bring in bouquets of lilac flowers. They are a beautiful banishing herb. They're very gentle with how they work, and so that's typically why I love them for this springtime kind of spring cleaning. They will help to get rid of that stagnant energy really well. Besides, they're beautiful to look at. And the practice is quite simple, just cutting them and bringing in a bouquet of them. Nothing easier. I also typically enjoy burning herb bundles. Typically, I burn herb bundles of cedar and open all of the windows to allow it to burn and all of that stagnant energy to leave the home. And of course, my favorite practice that I talk about all the time, washing down the thresholds with chamomile. This is both minorly protective and purifying. It welcomes calming energy and happiness, and it is just a very peaceful practice that, to me, brings a lot more light and calm and all of these very good things to the home. There are many, many different things that you can do for magical spring cleaning, and I do intend on making a video detailing as many as possible here soon, and taking you along with me while I work through it. The next thing I'm super excited about is making my spring door charm. I make these seasonally. Typically, they have a base of protection, but I often add other intentions to it depending on what I'm hoping to bring to my home at that time. So, of course, it will be made with protective herbs, but often I add prosperity or creativity or calm and happiness, whatever I'm hoping to bring into my home and have people be welcomed into my home with. I've begun primarily making door charms as wreaths as of late. You can make them as a hanging herb bundle as well, but the wreaths are my preferred way to go. Next, of course, spring is a fantastic time to work spells that are aiming for growth. And this can be growth in any sense of the word. In prosperity, in happiness, in calm. Anything that you wish to increase. Spring is just a wonderful, wonderful time to work these things. Personally, I've been working on a lot of emotional healing spells over the last handful of months, starting at the winter solstice, and I intend to continue these forth with some more springiness, bringing in a bit more happiness and brightness to them. And finally, the practice I am absolutely 110% most looking forward to is foraging. I absolutely adore to forage. I live in a very wonderful place for it. There are so many places where you are allowed to forage on just vast miles and miles and miles of land. The mountains get so filled with medicinal herbs, edible herbs, and I fully intend on getting all of my salmon berries, nettles, and anything else that I can find. I want to start setting some foraging goals to either include foraged pieces of food in a meal once a week or something like that, whatever I can end up achieving. And I'm just very, very excited to get out there. Being out in nature and foraging is one of the best ways for me to connect to my practice and bring life back to it. I love watching the earth wake up after the winter months, and it just breathes new life for me. So with that, these are my most favorite and most excited for things that I'm looking forward to for the next season. Again, please let me know what you're most looking forward to. It really does inspire me, and I'm sure inspires all of you else watching this. I have a couple of big changes coming soon. I will be talking about them in the next video that will go up on my other channel if you're interested in seeing that. And I'm very much looking forward to all that is to come. So with that, thank you so much for watching. If you can and would like to, I'd really appreciate it if you checked out my Patreon. There I share art, herbal profiles, book recommendations, and monthly workshops. I also have another channel, as I mentioned. There I share more herbalism, magic, day-to-day life, all of those good things. So if you're interested in that, both of those will be linked down below. And I wrote a book, and if you are interested in reading about more witchcraft, it's all about spellcraft, so it's a good read for anyone who's a beginner or just wanting to delve a bit deeper into it. So with that, thank you again for watching. I hope you're having a lovely day, and I can't wait to see you again soon.